It's just hard for us here in LA to believe that, something that hasn't happened for 84 years is actually going to happen.
We start this hour tracking Hilary. The Category 1 hurricane is heading towards Southern California, where it's expected to bring high surf, strong rain, and flooding.
The storm making landfall early this morning onto Mexico's Baja California peninsula. We have team coverage as we track its projected path to Southern California.
Live from ABC 7, this is Eyewitness News.
The time now just about 7 a.m. on your Sunday. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mark Cotorobles.
And I'm Irene Cruz. And we've been tracking Hurricane Hilary for the past few days or so. We have Tony Cabrera taking a look at it this morning for where it stands at this point in time. Tony?
Hey, good morning, everybody. Here it is. Hurricane Hilary, a Category 1 with sustained winds at 80 miles per hour. It's moving up the coast, the western side of Baja right now, about 21 miles per hour, which is fairly fast. So it's expected, like we said yesterday, to come sooner than first thought. So it originally was a Sunday night, early morning Monday event. Now it looks like a Sunday afternoon evening event, meaning in about 5 hours we could start to see some good action in Southern California. We're already seeing rainfall. A lot of this is light to moderate, yellow being the moderate that we're talking about here. Last 2 hours starting to move more so over LA County, since we've seen the IE and Orange County under the rain already. And you can see in some areas with the yellow along maybe towards the Wrightwood area and Big Bear, getting some of them moderate rain right now. Mountain areas are expected to get hit the worst when it comes to the rainfall. Even our lower deserts towards Palm Springs. Santa Ana area getting some moderate rainfall. And then along the 210 freeway, some of our foothill communities there. You can see the line here as the showers start to move west. Normally with our storms that we're used to, they start in Ventura County and then they move towards the southeast. But of course, this is a different kind of storm. This is a tropical storm, and it's a warm storm. The difference with this kind of rain, it's going to be harder, it's going to be faster and stronger. This is the type of rain that could cause flash flooding. So we have a flood watch all across Southern California. If it turns into a flood warning, a flash flood warning in your area, if your phone goes off and starts beeping like that with the emergency tone, that means it's either happening right now in your area or it is imminent and about to happen. So you want to pay close attention to those. Here are the main effects. Heavy rain and flooding, especially the mountains and deserts. Tropical storm force winds, 30 to 40 mile per hour winds with 60 mile per hour gusts possible, possibly even higher than that. And a large south swell along our coast. North Orange County going to see the most of it. 8 to 12 foot waves. Add that with the surge, a small surge, not like a hurricane. South Orange County, 6 to 8 foot waves. Add that with the surge as well. And then high tide moments during the day. That could be a recipe for some erosion and some flooding along the coast. So we're going to track more of this, Mark and Irene, and bring the latest coming up.
Okay, Tony, thank you. Continuing our team coverage, Gabe Santos is live over Sherman Oaks this morning, where people are out trying to get some sandbags. Gabe?
Yeah, Mark and Irene, good morning, guys. You're looking at Fire Station 88 here in Sherman Oaks. This is 5101 Sepulveda Boulevard. And you can see here a few people out there with their shovels, digging up some of the sand, putting it into bags. You even have some of the kids being put to work here. Families have shown up here, a couple of them. There's not that much of a line here, so if you do still need sandbags, if you live in the hills in the Santa Monica Mountains or in the hills to the north of the San Fernando Valley, this would be a good place to come and go. They have the bags here, they have the sand here, and you will be able to get sandbags for your home right here at Fire Station 88. The other fire station that we know of, because we know certain fire stations did run out of sand and run out of sandbags, but we are hearing that Fire Station 4 in downtown, 450 East Temple Street in downtown, that one also has sand and sandbags available. So LA City Fire doing their part to make these sandbags available for you so you can prep for the incoming storm. Live in Air 7 HD, Gabe Santos, ABC 7 Eyewitness News. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, Gabe, thank you. We certainly have options if we want to prepare ahead of this heavy rain coming our way. Gabe, thanks. Now, evacuation orders are in effect this morning for several parts of San Bernardino County.
Eyewitness News reporter Shayla Gerardin joining us live at Forest Falls with a look at the current conditions there. Shayla.
Yeah, absolutely. Continuing to see those light showers coming down out here. On our way up the mountain, it's been on and off. Moderate showers, light showers, seeing a little bit of everything. This area is evacuated, and it's areas like this that are going to be a big concern because, as you can see on the side behind me, it is a mudslide area. Now, we're right outside of the fire station. This is also a sandbag pickup. Obviously, now it's been pretty much rained out, so they got the bags here, but just not the sand, and that's going to be something that folks continue to see. We've been to several of these areas this morning, and sandbags, as we've been talking about, have been an issue for some, but this area is under evacuation orders. Take a look at this map. I want you to see just how widespread those areas are this morning. We saw a couple of cars up on our way up here, but for the most part, most folks have cleared out. The San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department issuing those orders last night. This is for Oak Glen, Forest Falls, Mountain Home Village, Angeles Oaks, and Northeast Yucaipa. Now, they posted a tweet with the info just after 7 yesterday evening. Forecasters are warning about the potential for dangerous flooding in the Inland Empire. A flood watch is even in effect for the area through tomorrow, so of course residents are advised to remain sheltered through the weekend, stay indoors as much as possible as this storm passes through. The impact for the storm is expected to peak today for San Bernardino area. Now, you can see, taking a look at this puddle right here, those showers continuing to come down. Again, we've seen everything from light to moderate, but also continuing to see, if you are on the roadways, a lot of backsplash out there. We've noticed several accidents this morning, so as much as you can, stay off those roads, stay sheltered in place. Again, just the beginning of Mark and Irene, what is going to be a very wet, very crazy day out here.
All right, Shayla, thank you. It really is going to be a very active day out there on the roads. And Uber is offering discounted rides to shelters for people who must evacuate but don't have a way to get out. Those shelters include Desert Mirage High School, the City of El Centro Community Center, and Redlands East Valley High School. State emergency officials will notify Uber when shelters are added. The discount is worth up to $40. To redeem it, riders must apply the promo code Hilary 23 in the wallet section of their Uber app prior to requesting the ride to one of the designated locations.
At least 3 emergency shelters are open ahead of Hilary. Hope the Mission, in partnership with LA Mayor Karen Bass's office, will provide temporary shelter during the storm. Donations of food and water have been pouring in. The Mission's outreach team will search riverbeds and in homeless encampments to let people in those areas know that the shelters are open. LA DOT will provide transportation for those who want to go but don't have a ride.
LA Mayor Karen Bass is expected to provide an update on the storm at 8:30 this morning, and we will air that news conference live right here on ABC 7. Mayor Bass will talk about the preparedness measures the city of LA has taken as Hilary approaches. Yesterday, the mayor signed a local emergency declaration to help mobilize and coordinate resources. Governor Newsom has also declared a state of emergency for much of Southern California, including Los Angeles County.
Southern California has seen its share of natural disasters, but a hurricane, even a tropical storm, is not something we're used to. Los Angeles County is preparing while making sure people are also ready for the arrival of Hilary.
Everybody is a bit in denial, I think. It's just hard for us here in LA to believe that, something that hasn't happened for 84 years is actually going to happen. Prepare for the worst. Let's hope it's not bad. Let's hope maybe it veers off of its course. But right now, it is heading for us, and its impact is going to be severe. This is a time when, if your employer will allow it, you should work from home, because we have no idea what the roads will look like Monday. If it's the worst case scenario, again, we'll have down power lines, we'll have down trees, roads could be closed, flooding could actually alter lanes on, a freeway.
And you can't be prepared with supplies, enough food and water, flashlights with fresh batteries in case of a power outage. Also, make sure that you have your medication. You'll want to avoid leaving your home during the storm and have a plan in case you do have to evacuate. If you need sandbags, you can find those at fire stations if they haven't run out. Both Burbank and Pomona, for example, saying that they are all gone. If you see a downed tree or power line, call 311. They have extra operators on hand for this storm. For more information on how to prepare, you can visit ready.lacounty.gov.
Many people were out yesterday getting supplies and doing what they could to protect their homes. And the state says it's trying to make sure everyone is prepared. Eyewitness News reporter Amy Powell has the latest developments.
Governor Gavin Newsom spending time with California National Guard troops in San Diego. The governor declaring a state of emergency as Hurricane Hilary bears down on Southern California. The hurricane expected to arrive as a tropical storm. Emergency responders are preparing for a very dangerous storm, heavy rainfall and powerful winds possibly causing catastrophic flooding. The governor says the state is sending in personnel to help local communities.
Close to 4,000 CHP, 2,000 Caltrans workers, mutual aid, all across the region, making sure that people are safe and making sure people are vigilant.
Residents of communities across the Los Angeles area are getting ready for the storm, filling sandbags to protect their homes from flooding and debris flows.
We're just trying to do our best to get some sandbags in place so that if there is water that flows in through our backyard, it stays out of our house.
Where we live, it doesn't. I don't think it's going to be that affected, but I just want to be prepared.
Yeah, Are you on the hillside or anything like that?
Yes, we are.
In Pasadena, authorities gathered at the city's Emergency Operations Center. The city's fire and police departments putting additional personnel on duty. City leaders preparing for potential hazards.
In situations like this, trees concern us, power lines concern us, and certainly our hillsides.
With this being the first ever tropical storm warning in Southern California, many are hoping for the best, but preparing for the worst.
1939, I think, was the last hurricane here, so we'll see what happens.
Amy Powell, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
And stay with Eyewitness News as we continue to track Hilary all weekend long. Scan the code on your screen to download the ABC 7 Los Angeles app for the latest storm updates and a live tracker of Hilary's path. You can also stream all of our newscasts for free on your phone, even if you lose power in your home.
Okay, with that said, we are continuing to follow Hilary as it moves closer to Southern California.
Coming up, we're looking at LAX and more on the emergency alerts sent to our phones. Welcome back. We are following Hilary as it makes its way to Southern California. We're taking a look at our satellite and radar right now as Hilary is currently a Category 1 hurricane heading towards Southern California. You can see it moving in our direction. We have also taken a look at its projected trajectory, and we are expecting some pretty heavy rain and winds heading our way. We're also taking a live look outside. This is Irvine. You can see the rain already coming down and those really gray skies out there, something we're going to be seeing throughout the day. Already
getting wet across Southern California. Meantime, look at this dramatic new video showing the impact of Hurricane Hilary. This is new video from the town of Santa Rosalia, Mexico, on Baja California's east coast. A creek there overflowed yesterday, sending a massive amount of water rushing through the town. One man died when a family of 5 was swept away in their car. The mayor of that town now urging people to stay put because many roads are now damaged following that flash flooding. And with heavy rain and wind, you bet there will be some complications. Here today, you're taking a live look at LAX. At least 75 flights have been canceled so far at local airports. Travelers, keep the phone close. Check your airlines for possible flight disruptions. For flight cancellations, airlines are required to give passengers a full refund per Department of Transportation policy. Not necessarily true for delays, though, so that can get tricky. Airlines are waiving fees and fare differences to reschedule flights, although in most cases you must travel within a couple of days. As millions of people brace for Hilary, a nationwide text emergency alert system is in place to make sure that you're warned of impending danger. Those alerts will go through even if a network is congested. The wireless emergency alerts are sent by authorized local, state, and federal authorities through your mobile carrier. You don't have to sign up to receive the text, and you won't be charged for them. If you do receive an alert to your phone, you are urged to follow any action that is advised. Our continuing coverage will be back in just 2.5 minutes. We're taking a look at the mad scramble inside of local stores and the differences between a watch, a warning, and emergency.
Welcome back. You've been hearing a lot about watches and warnings lately, but do you know what the difference is?
A watch is when flooding is possible. A warning is when flooding is occurring or imminent. Meantime, a flash flood emergency is a rare flash flood that leads to a severe threat to human life and catastrophic damage. So you're going to be hearing different things as this storm makes its real approach to Southern California. And Tony Cabrera joining us now. We are already seeing with those live pictures that we've shown during the past 15 minutes or so, it is raining already in Southern California.
Yeah, it's light rain to moderate rain in our area, and this is nothing compared to what's coming. So don't look outside and be fooled and say, oh, yeah, we can deal with this. We can, but we need to take all the precautions that are necessary. You talked about the watches versus warning. Right now, everybody's under a flood watch. It's possible everywhere, but once it turns into a flash flood warning, if your phone goes off with those emergency alerts, if you hear us say that in your area, that's when you really need to pay attention, because it's, like you said, either imminent or it's happening right now. So look at the rainfall totals that we are expecting. This can always change, but 5 to 10 inches in the mountains. Some of the eastern side of the mountains could see up to a foot of rain because of the lifting that happens. These winds and the rain coming from the east, because it's a tropical storm versus a typical winter storm. 3 to 7 inches of rain in the low desert, 3 to 7 also in the high desert, 2 to 4 in the IE and valleys, and from our coastal spots about 1.5 to 3 inches of rain, all pretty much today. So that is a whole lot of rain for one day. And much of the West Coast is under this. So there's a possibility for many other regions to be going through some major flooding issues. Flooding is the biggest concern today. When there are storms like this, death and destruction can happen because of flooding. So that's just something to throw out there. You know, we don't want to scare anybody, but we want people to be prepared and make smart choices today. Right now, we're seeing that rainfall come on through, and it will gain strength as the day progresses. And this afternoon, you're really going to see it. Right now, we see the yellow, that's moderate from Wrightwood into Crestline and Big Bear Lake, not as heavy as those other mountain communities. We go down towards Riverside County, and we can see just pretty much widespread at this point. Orange County, a couple of pockets of moderate rainfall. I received a text message from a friend down in Orange County. He says it's been pretty steady all morning long, but the winds haven't been too crazy just yet. And then when we look at LA County, so originally it was pretty much half of LA County, the eastern half. Now we're seeing it getting closer to Ventura County. And look at this, all that moderate rainfall coming down for the eastern San Gabriel Mountains towards West Covina and into Fullerton there. So again, be prepared for what could be coming, because this afternoon you're going to be seeing rain from the hurricane as it turns into a tropical storm. And this type of rain is different. This is a stronger, faster, harder rain that's going to be coming down, and you're going to be hearing it on your rooftop. So we can see 80-mile-per-hour sustained winds with this hurricane. Once it goes into about mid-70s, below that, that's when it turns into a tropical storm. And that's what's expected when we watch the storm track as it goes up Baja, and then about 11, 12 o'clock, that's when it turns into a tropical storm before coming into Southern California, San Diego area first. But look at Palm Springs and then Big Bear and our mountain communities. The northeastern side of this storm is going to get hit the worst. So Palm Springs, Big Bear, and some of our upper desert areas here are going to see a lot of rain coming down. That is what we are expecting at this point as we are on the day of, right? So now we fast forward to 6:30 tonight in the evening hours. It continues and a lot more widespread there. There is a chance with this that there could be also some small tornadoes that are spawned out of this. We saw this happen back in March in Montebello. It's a possibility. It's not a large possibility, but we do have to warn you about that. They will be short-lived. They won't travel very far, but that is part of what happens with a tropical storm like this. Also, the spaghetti models, look at all of them are pretty much in alignment at this point. This is pretty safe to say that it's going to be within this cone. Of course, that can change, but compared to what we saw yesterday, we did see one model coming out over the coast there. Then we fast forward overnight, and it moves north and causes all that rainfall north of us into Nevada, and we start to clear out. There's still lingering effects, and we see that with our 7-day forecast for Los Angeles, Orange County, mid-80s, and then up to upper 70s. Showers linger Tuesday at least the afternoon hours look pretty good. And watch what happens back towards normal on Friday. Saturday, a beautiful weekend it looked like now. So we just got to get through today and most of tomorrow till we get back into what we normally love about Southern California. Valleys, Inland Empire, thunderstorms today into tomorrow morning, drying out, warming up. Beach communities, elevated surf. North Orange County beaches, the worst. We could see up to 10-foot waves, along with other factors that can make it very dangerous. We could see erosion. We could see beach flooding along those coastal communities. Mountains, flash flooding. This is the biggest concern. Elevated areas are going to be hit pretty hard. And then our deserts, upper and lower, flash flooding. Remember, keep those alerts posted on your phone, and then drying out for the most part through the rest of the week. Mark and Irene, this is the day that everybody should be paying close attention.
Yeah, and you mentioned the surf. I mean, that doesn't mean these are going to be nice sets. It's just advised just not to try it under these circumstances.
Not today.
Tony, thank you. Now let's check in once more with Gabe Santos. He's overhead in Air 7 HD. Gabe.
Yeah, Mark, good morning. We're over Fire Station 4 at 450 East Temple Street in downtown LA. Now, earlier we were in the valley. We showed you Fire Station 88. We had heard that there was some sand available here at Fire Station 4. We had to come out and check out the scene for ourselves, and now we can confirm that there is no more sand here at Fire Station 4 in downtown LA. So do not come to this fire station. They do not have any more sand for you here. That is just the unfortunate reality of the situation. If you still need sandbags, you can go to Fire Station 88 in Sherman Oaks. And just to give you kind of a big picture of what we're seeing here, we are experiencing a pretty consistent drizzle here in the downtown LA area. It is a little gusty, some winds coming out of the northeast at about 10 miles an hour. We're just going to be keeping an eye on it as this weather continues to move in throughout the day. We'll have more Eyewitness News and more hurricane coverage tracking Hilary after the break.
Welcome back. Time now, 7:27 on your Sunday. Several areas seeing some flooding ahead of Hurricane Hilary. Last night, some roads were washed out in Indio Hills. This video taken on Dillon Road near Thousand Palms Canyon. Earlier yesterday, drivers saw rain in Desert Center, making for some really wet driving conditions.
And rain soaks the Mojave Desert ahead of Hurricane Hilary. This video was taken near Needles. Several recreational areas, including Joshua Tree, have been closed ahead of the storm. The park is expected to receive severe rainfall and flash flooding. It's expected to reopen tomorrow evening, depending on the conditions.
Ahead at 7:30, live team coverage coming up as our coverage of Hurricane Hilary continues.